Ah, beans.
Ah, beans.
Whoa, settle down there, Blue.
Settle down, Blue.
Say curse words, not fly off the rail.
Heck. Fly off the rail. I love the stuff
As my grandmother likes to say, off foot.
Off foot. I love the second that I turn on recording so everybody starts going crazy. Hello from another real playground.
Hello.
I'm the
Good
SekikoRiku,
day.
and we are bringing you episode 2 of the Violet Youkai podcast, where we explore the gay condition and mostly gay explain to our straight ally friend Gorby over here. Stuff. Things.
Eat me.
He's going. For episode 2, I'm bringing on 2 new friends. We had Sonia and Luna last time. So today we're going to be bringing Brute and Alice. They are our married couple friends in our group. And I'm going to hope you guys don't mind, but I'm going to pick on you a little bit after we get going here. But
that's what friends are for.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive.
I know. You're a good boy.
Wow.
Why is that a wow? That's a compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment. A quick refresher from last time. I'm the SekikoRiku. I am the Demi Fox girl. I don't know if I want to rehash my entire everything every time I go through here, but we all kind of just sort of, as a quick overview, since this is a podcast exploring the gay condition and bringing up topics related to LGBTQ plus issues, or commentary, or lightheartedness, or whatever we decide to talk about. I don't think I need to go through my introduction every single time, but I am a demi girl and I need emotions. I'm driven by emotions, emotional things, all that kind of stuff. Gorby, quick, give a rehash.
Hello, I am Gizzo, aka Gorby, aka Goober, aka Gooby, and I am the token straight person in this friend group, which is an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of a dumbass, but I'm a wonderful dumbass.
You're a wonderful
That's
ally,
me.
which is why we're here making fun of you.
I am a good ally. At least I'd like to think so.
I wouldn't be making a podcast centered on you and your silliness if it wasn't. True.
No, it would be some sort of documentary.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Alice. I am a pansexual cis. So I don't necessarily preference about what's in someone's pants. I can be attracted to anyone, whether they identify in any sort of gender spectrum. And yeah.
Good enough. That's all we need. Blue, I'm really looking forward to you introducing yourself because of the way you describe yourself as hetero-flexible. So talk about that for a minute for me, if you would.
Yes, I'm Blue. Sometimes I go by Darling Blue or my old handle Blue Destiny.
This is Blue on a red Abby right now.
Yeah. Blow your mind. And your pants. What?
Whoa. Condom.
Yeah, as Riku stated, I am hetero-flexible, a term coined by an old friend of mine. Basically, to me, that means while I am physically and emotionally attracted to feminine things, women specifically, I can still admit that a guy is fucking hot. Yeah, I can like looking at some celebrities or just like but dudes can be hot too. Let guys be hot.
Some guys be hot.
Some guys do be hot. Just like women be hot.
Can I ask you a personal question about that? And again, there's no pressure. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But when you say that a dude can be hot, is it from an aesthetic point of view that you're talking about? Is it from a sexually attractive or arousing point of view? Is it just purely like appearance? Are you talking about any like state of excitement, blood flowing, pumping, whatever kind of stuff? Like, what are you talking about exactly?
For me, it is aesthetic and personality. I am not physically or emotionally attracted to guys. Like I can't see myself ever dating a guy per se. Did we lose Gorby?
He'll reconnect in a second. It's fine.
Okay. yeah, like I don't personally see myself ever having the ability to be in a relationship with a guy. However, I can look at like a model or a like I said, a celebrity or even just a guy on the street, be like, damn, he got good vibes. He's walking his flow.
He's walking his flow. Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
and yeah, it can be just physical attractiveness, or it could just, like be a generally good guy, like someone I know and talk to, and like, damn, you good, you got a good vibe to you. I like you.
You got good vibes.
Yeah.
Amazing. I like to bring
So
up these kind
that
of
is my brand of hetero-flexible.
your brand. It's good to know. I like it because like LGBTQ plus is a spectrum, and everybody's got their own different sorts of like preferences and things that get them, things like that. There's never any one specific definition that fits everybody. So I like to explore these little things. And if you guys
Yeah.
don't mind me picking on you a little bit to start off here, tell me about your marriage a little bit, if you wouldn't mind getting into a little bit. Nothing personal, too personal if you don't want to get into it, obviously, but like, what's it like being two people on the LGBTQ spectrum, but still in a straight relationship? How does that affect your dynamic, if you don't mind me asking?
That's a good
Um,
question.
I'm not sure it affects our dynamic at all, really.
Yeah.
It does a little
It's like
bit because in
it's
the Discord when we're hanging out, you said that this is Blue, my hubby's sometimes wife, so it's got to affect it a little. Come on.
Well,
Oh yeah,
as a
that's another thing I forgot to bring up.
pansexual, his sexual gender identity doesn't really affect me. If he's having more of a feminine day, I lean into that. If he's having a more masculine day, I lean into that.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Sometimes I just use a gender neutral term, spouse.
I will say that as someone who only recently decided that I identify as gender fluid, like in the last 2, 3 years or so, it is extremely freeing to be with someone who I can reliably feel however I want to feel today, and that she will still love me no matter what.
Absolutely.
Aw.
To clarify pronouns really quick, if you guys wouldn't mind, for the people watching.
I am a she, her.
Oh, I am he, she, well, just anything really. I don't care. Call me anything except late dinner.
Anything but Labor Day. Okay, cool. So do you guys find that it depends more upon your circumstances as to what you're doing and engaged upon activity-wise for anything? Or is it more of like a mood for the day? You wake up feeling one way or another, lean into certain like forms of address or whatever?
It's definitely kind of a mood for the day. Like a lot of times, I find my weekends I feel more feminine. I like to engage in softer things where I can. I just recently got some really nice smelling soaps from a bath shop recently
Ah,
that
that's
I'm really
cute.
excited to use. They smell so freaking good. I'm not naming any brand names for obvious reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
um, but yeah, it's like
Not sponsored.
I'm yeah, exactly.
Not
Like
sponsored yet.
Not yet.
during the week when I have my 9 to 5, I'm perfectly fine being strong man, male figure, blah blah blah. Bringing home the bacon, as it were. But when I'm home, I do enjoy the softer things. On the weekends, I like to self-explore my more feminine side, and that's generally when I feel more feminine. When I allow myself to feel more feminine.
Right. When you're in a place of comfort where you don't have to worry about expressing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like hell, I was just talking recently about, damn, I want to get a skirt. Because I was wearing my bathrobe all like a skirt with a short. I'm like, oh, this is comfy.
And speaking of someone who's known you for quite a long time too, you do tend to play like almost exclusively. I don't think I've ever even seen you make a male character in a game. It's always women, female characters.
It's extremely rare. Like if I ever make a male character in a game, it's for its very specific reason.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I generally vibe with feminine representation when I express myself in video games and such. It's both a expression of myself, and I feel like I just enjoy vibing with feminine style more often. especially with like cosmetics and stuff that you have in games and whatnot.
Right.
Female athletes do generally have better accessories and outfits.
Yeah, seriously.
At least in VR chat.
Definitely in VR chat. You have any idea how hard it was to find an avatar that I liked that was actually male?
Do you want to rant about Abby for a second, Gorby?
No, I think I'm good. It's a very short rant.
A very short rant.
Creators, please come on, give some guys some love. That's all I ask. And maybe something that isn't covered in tats and
glitter
and glitter and
got the glitter
and
problem.
general femboy vibes.
General fanboy vibes.
And like, God, there's so many styles out there that look like they got vomited up by thousands Deviant on OCs.
Every male Abby is just either femboys in this game in VR chat. They're all either femboys or they're just like super edgelords covered in like spikes and metal and whatever guns.
Yeah. Like,
and they don't have toggles to remove tattoos and piercings.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually not.
Do you want to talk a little bit, Alice, about when you and Blue were getting together and if and how any of his expressiveness may have affected your own attraction to him?
Sure. Well, we first we knew each other sort of off and on, like in the background for years, until about a couple years ago. I was working as a pizza delivery person, and we were just in a Discord call together, and we got talking on the subject of pizza and found out we have the exact same pizza order. This is when
What is that pizza order?
Else.
Very important.
Lovers add spinach and mushrooms.
Interesting.
That's very
solid.
Specific for
I approve.
Share pizza order.
Right?
Right?
And it's something I had been ordering for years, at least my teenage years onward. Oh, hello.
Hello. I play at the camera, don't mind me.
And
but yeah,
that just got us talking better as friends, getting to know each other better. And after my engagement started to fall apart, Blue was the person that was actually there for me.
Yeah, that sounds like Blue.
He's a good boy.
He's a very helpful, cheerful guy.
Goy.
New
gender identity. Goy.
Goy. Well, no, Blue is absolutely the kind of person that is there for people when they're down, so that's not surprising at all.
He's always been great. Yeah. And I remember nights where he'd be messing me too. That's like somebody's done it for so long. He's like, Riku, I need girl advice. I'm like, okay, here's how you do it.
And your advice worked, my God.
I know. I told you. I don't want to take credit for your marriage or anything, but do either of you want to talk a little bit about your own sexual or gender identities with relation to your marriage? Is there anything you feel like talking about that? Because I'm endlessly interested in the idea of like a straight relationship that is gender bent in some way, right? Like it's fascinating to me.
We've covered pretty much everything that I can think of like as being pansexual, and I'm happy no matter how Blue identifies.
Do you guys point out hot people to each other?
Oh yeah.
Characters in game stuff,
and
I'm sure.
We do share, we even share some like celeb crushes and stuff.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely cute. Do you, when you're out shopping and stuff, if you see something that's like kind of like colorful, gay, expressive, or whatever, do you appreciate it together? Like flags or like sparkly things or feminine things or whatever else, stuff like that?
All the freaking time.
Like what?
Just today, as a matter of fact.
Like what? Like what?
We were out. Well, we were out shopping at a home decoration store today, and we were both just absolutely melting over all of the adorable, like, bright bright and or hot Halloween decorations.
Oh yeah.
They're
I
so
love a
freaking cute.
pastel Halloween.
That sounds cool.
They got pastel ghosties with glitter or like light up features, and like they're just such a happy ghosty vibe to decorations lately, and I absolutely adore it. And hell, I like a month ago, I think, I don't remember when, I got Alice a little ghosty porcelain statuette that is like it's just like a sheep ghost, but it has an adorable, almost retro 50s bow on top of its head.
Yes, black with white polka dots.
Yeah, it's just so freaking cute. I love it.
That's
And
adorable.
diversity.
But just in general, like whenever we're out shopping or doing, just meandering around looking at shops and stuff, we always vibe with bright colors and spooky things, things in general. That's one way I like to express my feminine side too. Just letting myself enjoy things that society says boys shouldn't.
That's adorable, and that's something I was hoping you'd bring up too, because again, as someone who's known you for a long time, I do know that you tend to start and appreciate different decor aspects of things, and I like the idea that you've always been really just as interested as anybody else I know in like more like softer tones, colors, brighter like hues, like various things that society would say is feminine, and you might get judged for, but like you don't give a crap.
Hmm
I like that.
I learned to do that. Yeah, I kind of learned to force myself to do that because like growing up, obviously identifying male because I was male, like you fall into the ruts of accepting what is pushed out there for men. And men, it's always drab colors, dark colors, or
Hmm.
no color whatsoever.
That's why I love bright colors, just to screw with those people.
Yeah, same. And like in the last like 5 to 8 years or so, like I've been slowly unlearning that societal mindset. Like I've just been learning to enjoy color more and putting more color into even just my wardrobe and finding little things to bring little bits of bright color in my life.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. I love it.
Like hell, earlier this week, last weekend, I forget. I bought myself little skull cherry earrings because I
Ah,
want to get my ears pierced sometime.
oh,
They're so
nice.
freaking cute. Yeah,
That's
I can't
amazing.
wait to wear them.
I think it was last weekend.
Was it last weekend? Okay. This
Yeah, that's
last
when I
week
got
just flew
my
by.
dang skelly bass.
Yeah, that's right. This last week flew by.
Nice. Gorby.
Yeah. Hello.
I think we need some. I
Eat
think
the
we need
camera,
some.
Gobi.
We need some. We need some straight boy opinions on all these girly decorative things. Would you ever put up pink stuff in your house?
I would personally. Like, one of my favorite shirts is just gaudy bright orange, and I just love it because it's so weird. I would absolutely rock like a pink shirt or more feminine, quote unquote, colored clothes. Like, I don't have any problems with that.
Mhm.
As far as decor, my tastes tend to be more in the masculine area, personally.
Okay.
But like, I don't dislike the feminine stuff. I have nothing against it. Like, I'll put some flower pattern stuff up. I don't care. But sadly, most of my clothes are, like Blue said, dark colors, kind of drab.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a good, comfortable. Because I'm also 6'4". I have to go to the big and tall shop, and it's hard to
Yeah.
find male clothing that size in those colors.
It limits you
Yeah.
even more.
So you're saying for you, it's less about the individual colors themselves and more about just how it lines up for you with your various clothes or other decor and things like that.
Yeah, like Blue said, like it's very vibe based. Like, if I can vibe with the shirt, I will wear it. If I can vibe with this pattern on the wallpaper or whatever, sure. It doesn't I really don't care about traditional gender assignments of inanimate objects.
Yeah.
That's not something I ever really consider.
I only bring up the decor and the color spectrum and things like that because there is such a push in society what like certain colors are considered more masculine or feminine, like the blue versus pink thing sticks in some people's heads. Certain people on the LGBTQ spectrum, especially like someone who identifies as homosexual or someone who identifies as transsexual, like the various people will always like flip flop to try to express themselves more as a form of trying to like express their own inner views as well as trying to convince others. So it's always fascinating to me to find somebody who is perfectly secure in what would society would expect out of them to be decorating or dressing in things that society would not expect of them and not care. So I love seeing these points of view. It's fun for me.
You want to know something interesting about the whole blue-pink thing?
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring that up. I believe I was thinking the same thing you're gonna say.
So it actually used to be flopped. Boys used to be pink/red, and girls used to be blue until you can bleep this out later in editing if you need to. Until Nazis started putting pink triangles on gay men, and
Was
then
it that
pink
recently
got associated with
that it got
femininity.
swapped?
To my knowledge, it's what I've heard on the internet, at least. So
Okay.
someone else can do the research on that.
Maybe. Because I know, like, a long time ago, pink being a boy's color is because it was like, ooh, blood, guts, manly warrior man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Really?
And blue was seen as a softer color, and it, yeah.
Huh.
When something gets blood stained
Yeah,
and
human
then
history
like
is wild.
washed, it turns either brown or pink. So
That's true.
depends on how quickly you get to it.
I find those little details like that fascinating too because I know also as far as like color things are concerned, purple is very much seen in our society, at least in Western society, is seen as like a very gay color, very flamboyant color. But in more recent years, it's started to shift more towards like a neutral-y sort of color. But I remember like centuries ago, it was the color of royalty, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it was like a hard pigment to get.
right.
Yeah, because it was made from specific like snails, I think.
Yeah.
So I just wonder about that. Like when things shift, like at what point does it go from being like a color of royalty to the gay color?
Well, because it's so
royal
bright.
gays.
Something, yes, queen?
Queen. Oh, it is still
We do
royalty.
use the term king and queen a lot, so.
Slay queen. All right.
Yeah.
What time we have right now?
It's funny because
Go ahead.
I don't know. I was just going to say the clothing conversation is interesting because I was just talking to one of my best friends since middle school about this, where he had always particularly felt back in our grade school days that if he didn't wear like black Marilyn Manson t-shirts, he would be accosted because everyone would call him like gay or whatever.
That's
And
wild.
he just recently, he got, well, not too recently, about 5 years ago, he got married. And he moved out to where his parents live. And he's like, since moving, he's realized that he can just wear what he wants, and it's like a really freeing experience for him. And I never really thought about that, but I can definitely see where he's coming from because, yeah, back especially in grade school, kids are kind of mean, and they're very judgmental. And when you're able to actually wear what you want instead of what you think you're supposed to wear, it's just really freeing inside.
That is something
even though it's just clothes.
That is something I can actually speak to because that's also another phenomenon out there. A lot of, especially in the LGBTQ community, because there's so many people that want to dress certain ways, but they feel they can't for whatever reason, or it's going to out them, or somebody's going to see something or say something. But it's not unique to the LGBTQ community because I remember I read a story or heard a story a little while back about how there was like this I forget what ethnicity she was, but it was like a third world kind of ethnical typecast where they couldn't, like, women weren't allowed to wear colorful things. They could wear like blacks or browns or drab, like grays or whatever, but they couldn't wear things with color on them. And then when this lady moved to the States and her husband died and her children were off and grew up or whatever, and she started dressing how she wanted to because she realized nobody could stop her here. And she just wore these most flamboyant colors, like big old bright blues and pinks and reds and whatever. Just as long as it's bright colors, she would wear it. And it was like a very freeing thing. So it's like anybody that may be listening to this in the future, if you're having a hard time with your own expressiveness in that regard as well, then just keep in mind that, like, if you're in like school and you're worried about other students judging you, or if you're like at home and you're worried about siblings or parents, if you're out and about, whatever, once you get into public, for the most part, no one cares. Like, you can do what you want to and express yourself how you want to, and it will be fine. So it's a very freeing experience.
And as much as it might hurt the people who don't accept you, weren't worth your time to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
Which can be very painful because sometimes they're people you've literally known your whole life, people who raised you. And that can be really, really painful to have to come to terms with.
Absolutely.
But
it's certainly great. Go ahead, Blue. Sorry.
Oh, I'm scaring the camera.
You want like people who really care for you, the real you, the person that you are and want to be, like they'll stick around no matter what you wear.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is if you surround yourself with people who accept you without, stipulations, if they accept you for who you are, that kind of environment is just so great. Like, unbelievably world-changing just to have a support group like that.
Yeah, it's one of the most important things you can do for yourself is surround yourself by people who accept you and love you for who you are and not care about whatever you are, preferences or whatever else like that. And it's not always easy. It's not always clear cut and dry either. Sometimes the situation is complicated. I know for me, specifically me in my case, my whole family was basically garbage. Like, my entire family, like, my friends know, but like my whole family was garbage except for my brother. And he and I have always been really close. And when I started realizing things about myself and started expressing myself on the LGBTQ spectrum, I was really worried because I didn't know what he would say or do. And so you can't always like predict, like, if there's someone that you can't get away from, if you're so close to somebody, coming out to them is going to be the hardest thing in the world. It's going to be the hardest thing in the world because you want to, like, you care about this person, you want them to care about you, and you don't want anything to jeopardize that. And so you always think, maybe I'll just not tell that person. Maybe I'll just let it go. Maybe I shouldn't jeopardize the relationship we have. But I can tell you from firsthand experience, that's not the best idea. Even if you lose that person, it's better to lose somebody that you care about while being true to yourself than keep someone around under false pretenses, because every time that person who you think cares about you doesn't line up with your own identity and the way that you're expressing yourself, because you're hiding it from them and they don't know, that's going to eat at you more and more as time goes on. And so you definitely, it's definitely more healthy in the long run to express it and put it out there. It's a risk and it's scary. Take someone with you, someone that knows if you have to, or do it through a medium in which you don't have to necessarily be right in their face about it. Get them drunk, whatever it takes. I'm not saying like necessarily it's always the answer. I'm not saying like that's always the answer. I'm just saying like whatever you need to do to try to like get through a situation. There's never clear cut ways. It's never like hard. It's never easy. Sometimes it's hard, but it's always worth it. It's always better in the long run, even if it hurts in the immediate future.
And there might be some people in your life that revealing that part of your aspect to it just might not be worth it to ever bring it up if it doesn't eat away at you. Like, for instance, my grandmother, she's a right-wing conservative foxpot nut job. I'm gonna be straight
Got a couple of those too.
And,
let me tell you about my Uncle Tony.
there's no, like, you'd have to pay me an obscene amount of money to come out as pansexual to her, because one, she's not going to understand it, And 2, it's just not worth it in that case. Most of my family does know that I am pansexual, and they don't care. Or they're supportive in the they're supportive, but they don't care because they're supportive, if that makes sense. It's hard to phrase that sounding like blasé.
Right. But the point is that they're not against it. They don't call you down for it or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes that's the best you can expect too. And it really depends on how close you are with the person. Like it's with your grandma, if she's that way, it's like obviously you're not that close to her, so it's like it doesn't matter if she knows you're not right.
Well, I'm fairly close with my grandmother. It's just it's generally better if I don't. And there may
Just
be
not
people
what
in
the
your
heck.
life that are like that, and as long as they treat you well and it's not eating away at you, that you haven't told them that
Right.
aspect of yourself, then it's fine.
That's kind of the
You
point.
don't
Like,
have to be out and proud and loud to everybody.
you're close with her, but
It's
she
okay
may
to
not
be
necessarily
quiet.
be like right up in your immediate like support group with regards to those particular issues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Blue, can I ask if your mom knows anything about your situation?
Sure. I'm trying to think.
Have you
I
told her you're
think
fluid?
I've mentioned. I think I have. I'm not 100% sure. Cause like, I remember first time I talked about it. Um, was in the house that my grandparents live in, which is the house we all used to live in at the time. But I don't remember if she was around for that conversation. I don't know if she specifically knows that about me. But at the same time, I know my mother loves me unconditionally. And even if I did just
Huh.
outright say, "Hey, mom, I'm gender fluid. This means this and this," she wouldn't really care that much. Aside from just, "Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you told me."
Well, then
But
then go buy your skirt first and then tell her while wearing it.
just have her show up. Hi, mom.
Hey, mom, here to meet for lunch, by the way.
That's that's another thing. A couple things I wanted to bring up too. The
Go for
first
it.
is that the older I get, and the more people I meet, the more I realize how absurdly lucky I was that I had the family that I did growing up.
Mm,
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
like
yeah.
I came from such a loving household, and that's not to say that we didn't have our problems. Like, I grew up with someone who had anger issues for most of my life, but at the very core of it all, I knew that no matter what happened, I would have my family to back me up, and that's something that like so few people get in this day and age.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, the more people I meet, the more I realize just how damn lucky I am.
That's a wonderful feeling. I like that.
Yeah. And the other thing I want to bring up too is like thinking about you mentioning wearing the skirt thing, like that is unfortunately a thing that I'm gonna have to breach still. I've not ever dressed outside of my gender outside of my own house yet.
Right.
Because it's scary. It's
For
scary to
sure.
put myself out there, you know, as being anything but what society sees as normal, especially in this current day and age. Um, it's something I want to do. I'm not afraid of how I self-identify. I'm afraid of what other people might do to my family because of it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fair. All things in
So,
time. Baby steps.
Side
yeah,
note,
exactly.
any drag mamas that might be in the comments, please sound off. We're looking for one.
Help me find my dress size, please. I want to wear a dress.
My channel hasn't popped off yet, but hopefully that'll happen before you end up finding your dress size.
Yeah. Also,
I like to say that I'm so cis it hurts, so I am very limited in how I can help.
That's funny.
yeah.
Ah, so you had said you had something to bring up earlier. I forgot what it was. We were talking in Discord. You said you had something to bring up.
Oh yeah. Hey Gorby, have you ever heard about the Gaycation?
I've heard the word, but I have no idea what it means.
Okay, so as it has been explained to me through the internet, essentially, is a gaycation is where straight men will go to a iconic gay location like Ibiza or Los Angeles, somewhere where there's a high gay community, and spend a vacation being gay, but just for that vacation. And what happens on the gaycation stays on the gaycation. And some straight men don't ever come back.
But it totally
Gorby.
doesn't mean anything if you do.
Gorby, when are you going on your gaycation?
I have no plans at this time.
And are you
And
taking
all straight
Cappy?
men take it, by the way.
No.
Oh yeah,
God.
it's something that all straight men do, especially in the UK, according to one Reddit story.
Interesting.
They say everybody
Is
does.
that
Every
It's
straight man
every
goes on a
straight
vacation,
Really?
At some point. Supposedly.
according to the internet.
According to the
Isn't-
internet.
Allegedly.
I
Well, the
mean,
internet's never wrong,
similarly,
right? So
similarly, I've heard the whole like everybody experiments in college stories.
yeah.
Yeah.
That hasn't been my
Yeah.
personal thing, but it seems like there is a recurring thing of I'm guessing it's people who are bi-curious or in the closet or all of that who aren't necessarily 100% straight, giving themselves a way to explore that without the full judgment of society crashing down on them.
Plus,
That's what it
like,
sounds
That
like
seems
to me.
likely.
yeah, and plus, like, being in college is your first taste of freedom as an adult
Mhm.
for
Right.
most people. So it's the first time you can make those decisions not under someone else's roof.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's the freedom to do it, and it's also the lack of. It's the combination of what you both said. The freedom to do it and the lack of judgment, because college is seen as a transitional period of life where you have left childhood, you have left home, you've left the nest, as it were, and you're branching out, but you have not yet entered the wider world as a whole. So it's very much seen as like a melting pot of experiences, and it's kind of like like you just shake it and then see what falls out, kind of thing. So it's very much accepted that way. The gaycation thing is different, though. That sounds like more of like a you've been through college, you've
It's a
had
bit
your
culty.
tastes, yeah,
Yeah.
you've had your tastes, and that's stuck with you for a period of time, and now you have to go figure it out situation. So it's like a little bit different. That's funny.
It's a very much of it's like a get out of jail free card, but for gay experimentation ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have variations of it for different identities too. Like, because I know that there's also for like for gay guys, it's like the DL or whatever, and it stays in the gaycation. And then like I know that there's like for transgender people that have like maybe straight or homophobic friends or whatever, it's like, oh, I'm just experimenting a little bit. Still straight though, still straight, still cis though, still cis. Like it's like though there's different
Yeah.
stereotypes for all of it, and it's like really it's just at the end of the day
It was just a dear bro.
it's just a dare,
Yeah.
bro. Stop reading so into it. But it really just comes down to experimenting where and when you feel comfortable doing it, so that you can figure out your own journey and your own identity. So, which is acceptable no matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter where you are. It's acceptable. But whatever you need to tell
only time
yourself
it's
to
not
let yourself do
acceptable-
it is what's important.
Yeah, the only time it's not acceptable is if you are in a committed relationship and your partner views something like the gaycation as cheating. Then it's not acceptable because
Right.
that is still violating your partner's trust.
It's not
Yeah.
acceptable if you're engaging in
Yeah.
something knowingly that hurts somebody else or yourself.
Mhm.
Also, everybody needs to be consenting.
Right.
Yes.
I like the idea of a gaycation. I think it's fun. It's like a fun thought, right? Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to LA for the first time. I'm gonna go check out the beaches. I'm gonna go to the shops. You know, I might get a
just gonna
tattoo,
be
fuck some
lesbian
guy
for
in
a
the
week.
ass. It'll be fine. Like it's like you're check marking things off on an agenda. You know, like vacation agenda.
Yeah. Los
One
Angeles.
of these things is not like the others.
It reminds me of that meme where there's like, it's like a 4-panel
Shut-
meme, and there's like this like very tall mommy, and she's got like a Twinkie kind of husband, and he's like peeking around a corner, and she's in the kitchen looking at the fridge. They got their to-do list or whatever, and the first several items are like clearly like one handwriting, and it's like do laundry, fold clothes, put away stuff, da da da. And the last one in very obviously different handwriting is tie him up and make him beg. And she's looking at this to-do list on the refrigerator, and she's staring, and he's peeking around the corner like waiting, and all of a sudden she goes, "Wait a minute," and he's like, "Oh no," and then she goes, "I did laundry yesterday," and she checks off. He's like, "Yes."
I've seen that comic. I adore it.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. That weirdly reminds me of a different comic. It's not a 4-panel comic, but talking about, sexual identity and coming out and stuff. There's a fan comic someone did for Bob's Burgers of like Bob coming out as bi, and it's just one of the most wonderful things how his family reacts to it.
That's funny.
It is a fan comic. As far as I know, Bob Belcher is not canonically bi, although he has had moments where it's questionable.
He's had moments.
Secret relationship with Teddy?
No.
No, definitely not.
I am very much.
It was the
guy, the guy at the meat counter at the grocery store.
Mm.
Oh, I was thinking of the cow.
Oh,
that
no.
too.
Oh no.
Anyway.
We are not sponsored by Bob's Burgers, but it is a great show.
No sponsors. I'm very much of the, and we can chat about this for a minute too. You guys, I wouldn't mind getting your thoughts on this too, but I'm very much a very firm believer on the idea of like, we're not all, like, nobody is like 100% anything. I don't think that anybody is like 100% hard line, like, because we're all humans, we're all degrees, we're all shades of various experiences and feelings and emotions and whatever. So like, I feel like there's like no hard lines. Like some alpha Chad straight guy, and he's like, I'm 100% straight and nothing and da da da, nothing could ever whatever. I'm very much like the very feeling of like never say never. Like, what if the perfect femboy came along for alpha Chad, right? Like, what if?
Right.
So it's like, but then again, at the same time, I feel like the people that like are the 100% like hard firm line type people, I feel like they just like, I feel like they maybe don't want to explore that because that's just not something they want for themselves, which is valid too. It doesn't mean that they're not valid in their feelings. It just means that like they want a specific thing, so they're not looking for anything else, so to speak. So it's like, what do you guys think about that sort of idea?
I feel like. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like because there are spectrums of all shapes and sizes, and Venn diagrams and pie charts and everything else. I think there are hard straight and hard gay. I think those are valid expressions of sexuality. I think they're just more rare than most people are willing to admit.
That's a good point, yeah.
Most people fall generally somewhere on the bi, hetero, or homo flexible spectrum. That's my theory.
I agree with that.
I agree as well. I kind of think of it in the terms of like, okay, this is going to be excessively nerdy of me, but that's just who I am. Deal with it. Thinking of it in terms of like D&D, if you're rolling a D100, you're going to get a 100 every once in a while. Like, it's going to happen just based on probability and odds. But most of the rolls you're going to get are going to be between those numbers somewhere.
Right.
It doesn't mean like the far ends don't exist, because I'm sure they do.
Right.
But it's probably somewhere in between.
And if you roll a 97, you might as well be 100, and that doesn't matter because that's what you want. So that's totally valid too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whatever your number is on that scale is absolutely legitimate, and you should be true to yourself.
He's such a fucking
is my
nerd.
opinion.
And it's okay to
I like dragons and shit.
How's your tea? You grabbed your tea?
And it is also okay to have.
I grabbed my tea. Is good.
It's also okay to have numbers that fluctuate. Of like some days you like guys more, some days you like
That's true,
girls
too.
more.
Yeah. You could roll that D100 every day.
Yeah.
There are some
Or
people
numbers
that
don't
probably
matter
do.
because math is fake. For me.
Blue, how's
I
your
feel like
D100
a
looking?
lot
Is it
of
worn out?
the no, I think it's pretty consistent. I feel like a lot of those hard lines that we see in people, I feel like a lot of them are imposed by society. The need to
Oh,
conform and
absolutely.
to feel quote unquote normal. So like it's easier for the alpha Chad bro to be like, oh no man, I'm straight. I'd never date a guy because that's what society has brought him up to be. I mean, there's all kinds of factors to build the person into who they are, but it's so much easier to fill the societal slot that people expect of you.
Right.
So like alpha dude bro man could secretly love the idea of having a cute, twink boyfriend, but he's not ready to confront the societal expectations of him. So
Right.
yeah, you're just gonna slide in with the other dude bros.
And that might just be what he wants too. Sometimes you run into things where you've seen things or you've experienced things or you have made an attempt or you went through your college experimentation phase, you tried it out, you decide you didn't like it. It's fine to experiment and decide against it too, as long as you don't judge other people on what they decided for themselves based on your own experiences. That's when things become not okay. But with all that being said, I would love to see an alpha Chad guy with like a little Twinkie fun boyfriend. That would be the funnest thing for me. I think it'd be so funny. Yay!
And there's
Onigiri.
a little
Gong, gong,
there's just a
gong.
little bit that you can see in that sometimes of like
I'll put it on your
dudes
plate.
will be so super supportive of each other sometimes. And like forms of affection and even love doesn't have to be romantic. Like the romance is a thing, and it can be so wholesome and pure sometimes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and heterosexual platonic friendships are an absolute thing that can happen. I've had multiple.
Mm-hmm.
A female can be friends with a guy without there being any subtext. Like me and Gorby.
Yeah.
Yay.
I
I've
love you. Leave
I've
blue for me.
Fuck no.
Oh,
God,
good
yeah,
choice.
Good choice. I threw
I've
my onigiri
I
at you.
primarily I primarily had female friends growing up. That's because I was comfortable with female friends, and most of them were platonic. There's nothing wrong with that.
I, on the other hand, mostly had male friends because I was a weird mixture of tomboy and girly girl, so I
Want my
tended to
onigiri back?
identify hanging out with guys more than girls because I liked things like Pokemon and Digimon, and that was stuff that mostly guys liked, so I just generally had more friends that were male
Really?
than female. And
Yeah.
female friends
I've
can be
known a
so
lot of women
judgmental
who
and
love
catty.
Pokemon. That's true too.
I've
Yeah,
always
but when you grew up in southern Georgia, like, no.
Fair.
I've always very much seen myself as more of a girly girl than a tomboy type, and I have had a very, very even split between guy and girlfriends my whole life for the most part, so I'm not sure. I think this might be a regional thing. Could be vary from place to place, maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly. I think once I start expressing myself more, I'll be a bit of a girly girl.
Can you let Alice paint your nails?
Or a girly boy.
Yeah. In fact, we were just talking
Nice.
about this weekend of possibly painting my toenails to well me practicing on my toenails to start.
Yeah.
Because we got last weekend we got some nail polish, like some Halloween style stuff.
Nice. Send
Yeah.
pictures. I want to see 'em.
Yeah. I'll show you
Oh,
how bad
Riku
my
wants
first time
Blue's
is.
feet pics.
I want to see the nails. I don't get the feet thing, but I like the nails.
Same.
You don't either. It's fine.
Speaking of Halloween, though, the two of you last year went as Morticia and Gomez.
Oh my god, gag.
Yeah.
Do you have another couples theme this year that you're gonna do?
We do. We have a
We
couple
do.
ideas
secret?
actually.
Is it a surprise or?
No, it's not a surprise. One of our ideas is to dress as Sono and her husband from Kiki's Delivery Service because I don't mind saying it for the whole internet to know I am pregnant.
Yeah.
So it's a very appropriate costume
Delivery
because
service.
Sono is pregnant for
Sorry.
most of she's pregnant for most of the movie.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, we
And,
have.
I'll let you say what the other one is if you want to, because I don't remember what their names are.
I don't know what other one was besides potentially doing Bob and Linda from Bob's
Oh.
Burgers.
Yeah, also Bob and
Not
Linda.
sponsored, we swear.
He's wearing no sponsors yet.
The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, right!
Oh,
Pacha and his
Pacha.
wife.
Yeah. We were thinking about those.
Oh
ones
my god,
too,
Blue, you would
eventually.
rock a Pacha.
Right?
All right, well, we are at about 50 minutes. Gorby, you said you had a shorter thing today, so I think we're at about a good point.
Yes.
So, as I like to do for the Violet Youkai podcast, we're going to end it off with Straight Boy Corner, asking some straight boy question to get clarification on gay matters. So,
Woo.
I still need to think of a better way to fanfare that, but anyways, do your thing.
Ta-da! Hello, camera. So my question today is very short and to the point one. Can somebody explain to me egg?
Yes.
My understanding is that it has something to do with asexual.
No, it's not asexual.
But that
An
is
egg is
I'm
it can
freaking
be.
stupid then.
It can be asexual. An egg is a term for somebody who is very obviously or clearly going through an identity questioning experience, or they are not fully sure on what they're doing or who they are, but they are very clearly no longer of what society considers like the normal. So they are an
Interesting. That
egg,
is not at
meaning that
all
it's
what I
going
thought it was.
to. The idea of an egg meaning that like it's going to crack open and their identity will emerge, right? So everything that's like inside the egg is like what's like growing and being nurtured and eventually will result in the chick hatching and becoming whatever it is. The trans community adopted it very, very heavily for people who are transgendered and exploring their gender identity and eventually going to express it, whether they end up crossing line completely, going from one to the other, or they become non-binary or fluid or whatever the case may be. But it's not exclusive to transgender or non-binary issues. They also can be used for like somebody, like if you know somebody, like sometimes you might know someone in your life that's like oh, this guy is very clearly gay and hasn't admitted to himself yet. And that's when you get those stereotypes we were talking about earlier, the jokes we were talking about, like still straight, bro, still straight. Like somebody's experimenting and they know they're experimenting, and it's like maybe obvious to the rest of their friends, but not to them yet. That's an egg.
Okay. I think I get it. I have learned things.
Yeah. It came about as like a way to like express that without being like offensive or blunt about it to somebody.
Okay.
Because like if you are going through something and someone sits you down and be like, you think you might be gay, bro, that's going to be offensive, right? So it's just a nice soft-boiled term.
Possibly. See you later.
Whoop, I lagged like crazy right there.
Oh
A
no.
little bit.
Riku laughed so hard it lagged her Abby.
I laughed so hard.
That's
I actually
okay. I
just
lagged
turned too
completely
fast.
out of the game earlier.
I still have a lot of lag issues because my computer. I spent my tax return last tax season on computer upgrades, but I couldn't afford the fucking video card. So I still have my old video card, and that's primarily what drives VR. So once the new video card gets here, which is on the way, won't be as much of an issue. Do you guys want to talk about egg at all on your guys' side? Because I kind of just took that over.
You explained it pretty succinctly. Like, I don't really have much of anything to add besides personal anecdotes of eggs I've known, or even my own personal experience as a Russian nesting doll of egg.
Well, we got 5 minutes. Go for it.
So, growing up in the South, because I grew up in Georgia, as a girl, like, you're taught girls like boys, yada yada, and I used to think that I was bisexual in high school. That was my first egg crack, but there was another egg underneath it of pansexuality.
Yeah. As happens.
Yeah. And, some people who might actually be pansexual choose to don't choose to crack that egg, because you can just straight up choose not to crack your shell if you don't want to.
Right.
There are people who identify as bi that might actually be pansexual. They're just more comfortable with the label of bi.
Yeah.
Also, because it comes with less having to explain that you're not attracted to cookware.
That's what I used to do too. Instead of explaining demi, I used to just say I was bi. Just because I didn't want to have the conversation, because not everybody's going to get that. Not everybody's going to understand. Not everybody's going to be able to have the acceptance, the ability to wrap their head around it or whatever. So I used to just say I was bi. When I was in college years, I thought I was a lesbian for a long time because I had only been with women, and I only found myself gravitating mostly towards feminine energy. But I found out later in life it's not the feminine energy necessarily. That's a big, strong draw for me, but it's not it. That's not the only defining part. The part for me is the emotional connection, and guys can do that for me too. So I started saying bi. But really, at the end of the day, what it just matters is that as long as you're happy, right? If you think you're one thing and you're happy, it's fine. And if you don't want to crack your egg further, that's fine. But as you're going along, if you realize, oh, wait, there's more to it, if that makes you unhappy, then you have to explore more, and then your egg has to get cracked. But if you're happy where you're at, leave it, whatever. That's valid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're happy, you're not hurting anybody. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Good question, Garvey.
Yeah.
Yay, I did something correct.
An egg is what
And it's on video.
And it's on video. We have video evidence. But yeah, an egg is just a term for... It's a non-offensive way of saying in the closet, because in the closet it has to become stigmatized. So don't say in the closet.
Okay.
Don't ever say someone's in the closet. That's rude. It's considered rude now.
Okay.
It's not like the worst thing, but it's not nice.
I have seen some instances where egg has been used in a way that similar to in the closet, that because it is such a lateral term, they're basically synonyms of each other.
Right.
I've used in a similar way, and it can kind of be offensive, especially if someone's not ready to acknowledge that they might have a shell that could crack.
Right. Well, the same thing can be said about being in the closet, not willing to acknowledge there's a door that might open. So I don't think it's as much about the term as it's about the way that you say it, the delivery behind it. Because language is an evolving thing, right? As time goes on, new words become nicer, other words become hateful, people do or don't like certain terminology or whatever. Because eventually we're just gonna have all new language, each generation has its own slang, each depending on your age or where you live or whatever, each region has its own terminology, things like that. Language is an evolving, living, sort of breathing beast, right? And then, so eventually, I'm sure down the road, egg will eventually be offensive too, maybe the next generation or two, and then we have more things. So it really just depends. I think it's more about the delivery and how you're using it and in the company you're in, as opposed to the actual terms themselves.
Yeah. And as long as you're not ambushing someone.
Yeah, you're not doing it out of malice. All right, cool. I think we're done. You guys have anything else?
Be kind to one another.
Be kind to one another. Be supportive. Be nice. Don't be a dick. All the normal YouTube outro things. My favorite follow. Da 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 da.
Like and subscribe.
Oh, As long as Riku's okay with this, you can also cut this out completely if you want to. You can also find Blue and I on Sunday nights on Will of the Dice on Twitch. It
Yeah,
is
for
a
sure.
D&D campaign that's streamed on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so if you're into that sort of thing, come give it a check out.
You
It's a fun
jumped my
time.
you jumped my gun a little bit. I was gonna actually ask if you guys had anything to plug because I was gonna thank you for coming on.
Come watch us be nutty and watch me cut an elemental in half.
Watch all the nerdy
Yay!
things. Yay!
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, you guys. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope everybody had a good inclusive time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye
Thanks for inviting us.
bye.
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 Moi.